Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let me welcome those of you who are in the room with us. If you're chilly, I promise you it was colder last Friday night in the room, actually. We are glad you are with us, and we are glad for those who are not with us physically, but who are online with us streaming, which we know are many of actually our young families as we reinstitute for the first time since February 2020 Family Shabbat. A little ironic in that none of those families are physically in the room, and those families who were active participants as their kids were younger will tell you the highlight was the dinner in the Strauss Social Hall. The Strauss Social Hall is empty. There will be no dinner served there, though we do encourage everyone to eat dinner tonight in terms of that. But we are thrilled to have you with us and to be able to reintroduce this part, a slightly shorter, a slightly more accessible service. You'll find the prayers in your prayer book, though not all the readings, and we won't be giving page numbers because here in the room we are actually following on the screen with our prayers. If you need to move where you are, you may want to do that because the screen's over there, and we're simply going to begin with song.
Together. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Any part. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava. Hine matovu manai, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Together. Hine ma tov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. 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 Hine ma tov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
the joys of family Shabbat was having different younger members of our congregation participate in the service. We've currently cut down traffic on the Bima, and so you just get Cantor Ellerin and me. But as we turn to our candle lighting, together, O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we rise for Kiddush. The commandment to bless this wine is a commandment to drink life as deeply as we drink from this cup. It is a commandment to bless life and to love deeply. It is a commandment to remember with Shabbat heart, to act with Shabbat eyes, to Shabbat hands, to see the world with Shabbat eyes.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemase v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim.
Please be seated. And we continue to welcome Shabbat with L'cha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmianu el ha'meichad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem tiferet v'liti lai la lai la lai la lai. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לילה חדותי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise as we prepare for the Baruch Hu.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai.
Together, open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Most of the country thinks we are entering the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, which we are, and coming out the other side Sunday night into Monday is Tu B'Shvat, our New Year for the trees. But this is Shabbat Shirah. This is the Sabbath that the Israelites in our Torah reading actually are redeemed from Egypt. And so each and every service we sing Mi Chamocha, but this Shabbat it's actually in the Torah portion. You should feel your feet even walking as we sing this song.
Please join with us. Kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'chodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'chodesh. Nora, Nora tehilot, Oseh Ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, ze Eli anu ve'amru, ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Oseh feleh, Torah tehilot, Oseh. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
And we continue with a prayer for Shabbat.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם פרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם פרית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Now we turn to the tefillah, the section of our service that could be thought of as a list or a time to consider those things that are meant to give us strength or inspire us in this world. Please rise.
Together. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalai lai lai, 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 yalai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav LeHoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim U'Matir Asurim U'Mekayem Emunato לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Please be seated. For the gifts I received today, air in my lungs, pulse in my veins, my restless mind alive and curious, awakening suddenly to beauty, for love and the memory of love, forgiveness when I didn't deserve it, another chance at life. Let my soul give thanks to you. Let me not forget your kindness. A prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Together. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata umelech adom lechol hashalom. Ki ata umelech adom lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
On this Shabbat, we think of the following and wish them Mishaberach, wish them health. Patricia Abend, Miriam Abramson, Gail Adamson, Ann Adler, Nathaniel Agin, Shelley Bloss Bernstein, Jacob Bennis, Bella Berman, Cindy Blake, Justin Bridle, Dale Bookbinder, Christian Burdett, Etta Mindel Batchana, Natalie Conrad, George Dover, Evan Dime, Sherry Einhorn, David Elkis, Bob Fitchett, Elaine Gammerman, Lynn Garrison, Roseanne Gerstel, Athene Goldstein, Claire Goldstein, Arnold Gresser, Dr. Richard Gross, Bonnie Jacobson, Arnold Katz, Lenny Kinlan, Joseph Klein, Buzz Kolodny, Rachel Letterman, Linda Leffman, Christopher Madiri, Zipporah Bela Malka, Barry Mendelson, Sandy Minkin, Nachum Yisrael, Ben Yeshua, Mayor Vishendel Rachel, Craig Parham, Susan Samuels, Ruth Subert, Mary Shearson, Elizabeth Smith, Amy Sponseller, Ricky Stewart, Peter Street, David I. Tossman, Leslie Waldman, Donna Wasserman, Arlene Wiener, Emma Weinstein, Ryan Wills, Trudy Yohei, and Warren Yusma.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
One of the highlights of Family Shabbat over the last several years has been that our confirmation students, our 10th, or this year our 10th and 11th graders, have given actually the Divrei Torah, the sermons on this Shabbat. That, of course, has not happened since March 2020, and when that last confirmation student gave a Divrei Torah, she actually gave it alone in the chapel, with just two rabbis present at that moment. And so we are happy that Rebecca Fishkin is diving in and leading the way for her classmates. Let me invite Rebecca up as she will share her thoughts with us this Shabbat. Thank you, Rebecca.
Good evening and good Shabbos. As I speak to you all tonight, I'm happy to be able to do so in front of you. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to speak and to make eye contact with those of you in the sanctuary. And to those of you watching from home, Shabbat Shalom and thank you for tuning in tonight. I am grateful that parts of BHC have become in person again, like this service, my confirmation class, and Next Gen electives. Tonight, I'm reflecting on the Torah portion, Beshelach, Exodus 13:17 through 17:16, which discusses the Israelites' escape from Egypt. I think about that as tied to my own experience as a teenager during COVID. Tonight, I'm going to talk about loss and opportunity. In this week's Torah portion, we see the Israelites en route to leaving Egypt. They are almost on their way to freedom. As they make their way to the sea, Pharaoh's army approaches, and the Israelites look to Moses and say, "What have you done to us, taking us out of Egypt? Is this not the very thing we told you in Egypt, saying, 'Let us be, and we will serve the Egyptians'? For it is better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness." Exodus 14:11 through 13. The Israelites asked, was this a great opportunity, or would this be another burden? And either way, why us? And would we be worthy? I am 16 years old, and I have spent 2 years of my life in COVID. I also wonder, why? Why did COVID happen? Why are we facing such a difficult challenge? Why does COVID have to be a part of my story? I wonder if there is a purpose to COVID that I am not aware of. So tonight, nearly 2 years into the pandemic, I can say, for some aspects of COVID, I am truly grateful. When COVID first began in March of 2020, I was in 8th grade. I was looking forward to graduating from middle school, and I was enjoying playing on a club soccer team. In fact, I had tried out for this team 3 times, and I was very proud that I had finally made the team. However, once COVID happened, my whole life changed. School and graduation were online. I didn't see any friends socially, in clubs, or at school. And the soccer season ended, shut down. No more practices, no more games. All of this left a hole in my physical and mental well-being. Then, in June, my parents got a call that due to the pandemic, the soccer club was condensing from 3 teams to 1 team, and I would not be a player anymore. I became really depressed. I know that experiencing loss and loneliness happened to many of us over these past 2 years. For me, soccer was a physical and mental outlet. It had been a part of my identity since kindergarten. Even as the pandemic changed everything, I knew that I still wanted soccer in my life. To do so, I would have to make some changes so that I could join another team in the fall. Over the summer and through the rest of 2020, I took time to improve on my well-being. In the past, I had been told that I was a strong player but too slow, so I started to participate in strength and conditioning classes consistently. I began working with a soccer coach. I also changed my eating habits, and I started to eat whole and nutritious foods. Socially, I took advantage of opportunities to connect with friends outside, through BBYO and seeing friends at the pool. When 9th grade started virtually in the fall, I made a commitment to myself to keep my camera on and participate in every class. I wanted to make sure that the teachers knew me and what I could contribute. I also joined the mock trial team because of my passion for law and social justice, inspired by my father's career as a public defender. And when 9th graders returned to in-person learning, I was among the first cohort of students to go back. As I reflect on my time spent in COVID, I am satisfied with how I was able to change my life for the better. I ultimately was asked to join a new and more competitive club soccer team. I am playing at a higher level, and my new coach recognizes my commitment to practicing, preparing, and playing soccer. I also hold a leadership role in my BBYO chapter, where I am responsible for recruiting new members while keeping older ones active. I have moved up to the A team for mock trial at my school due to my hard work on the B team the year before. And I've been focused in school, getting the best grades possible due to being able to connect with teachers and peers. During a recent confirmation class, we did an activity called Ask the Rabbi. Although the questions were anonymous, I wanted to make one of my questions public tonight. I asked Rabbi Sex Cohen, why does God put us through bad things? Unfortunately, I had to leave that class early for a soccer game, so I didn't get to hear her answer. However, as I reflect and process this week's Torah portion, I've come to realize that maybe bad things are a part of our story as a way to force us to grow. As we navigate the biggest public health crisis of our generation, maybe we can find ways to be thankful for challenges and believe that we can get through them and be successful. As the Israelites had to believe that there was a path for them in the sea, there's a path for us through COVID that we should recognize. If not, we would spend too much time questioning our purpose and even our existence. We must believe that good things are meant for us, and then we must work hard to make that so, no matter how far or unlikely that may seem. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rebecca, for sharing your thoughts and yourself with us this Shabbat and getting us rolling again with this. I do hate to tell you that the next confirmation class is sadly going to be online, but we will be back in person soon, I trust. But thank you. And we look forward to future family Shabbats rolling forward with other of her classmates. We turn now to our Aleinu. Please rise as we open the Ark.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol, latekedula leotzer bereshit. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol, latekedula leotzer bereshit. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. On this Shabbat, we remember and honor those whose deaths and funerals have occurred just during the past month through a period of Shloshim: Roger Gluckman, Lynn Spivak, Linda Berkowitz, Sheldon Kaplan, Buddy Kaufman, Edward Rosenberg, Dr. Stephen Backrack, Ada Lloyd, Alwyn Herbst, Harriet Greenberg, Grazette Raming, Marilyn Davidson, Dorothy Fox, Edwin Sless, Adele Weinberg, Samuel Broder, and Rosa Marks. And we mark the following yahrzeits, anniversaries of a death which have been requested to be read: Saul Berenholtz, Lorette Berger, Alan Brager, Bertram Finkelstein, Leonard Frank, Peggy Frankel, James Frankel, Elaine S. Getz, Shirley Goldstein, Delina Gorn, Joyce Hankin, Justin Held, Mary Hyman, Lena Jacobs, Ida Kaddish, Marcus Kahn, Jenny Catton, Sylvia Rechtman Klein, Irving Cole, Paul Constam, Alice Lazarus, Lieb Lichter, Judith Littman, Esther Lustig, Sarah Max, Harold Miller, Jeanette Miller, Mamie Kortner, William Quirmbeck, Mildred Robinson, Hannah Nathan Rosen, Morris Rosenberg, Miriam Rosenfeld, Eva Rottenberg, Jerome Sherman, Sarah Shockett, Mendel Silverman, Herbert Slotnick, Marvin Small, Rabbi Richard Sternberger, Mindell Strauss, Leonard Sussman, Walter Thomas, Barton Wilder, and Rosalie Zinn. As we remember them and all we've loved and lost, I'd like to invite those who are in mourning or marking a yahrzeit to please rise first. And if it is your custom, I invite you to rise together with them. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra kirutei v'yalmik malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayed kol beit Yisrael, Pagalav izman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yatadar, v'yatalev, v'yatalal, shmei d'kudusha, brichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May there be peace and life for us, for all Israel, and for all humanity. And may the source of peace grant peace and comfort to those who mourn. And let us say, amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. The cantor lights the candles. You get me for the announcements. We are glad that we are still both in person and streaming. That's in part possible because those attending in person are vaccinated, remain masked properly, and we appreciate your spacing yourselves out as well. On Saturday morning, join us for Torah Talk at 9 a.m. via Zoom, and our Shabbat morning service will be at 10:30 a.m. both here in the sanctuary and online. Youth education, adult Hebrew, and our new PEP adult education semester start up virtually on Sunday, January 23rd, and will stay virtual until further notice, but we hope that's not too long on the youth education front. And January is full of opportunities which are all virtual, unless I mention otherwise. This Sunday from 1 to 3:30, BHC and other organizations are having a fantastic Martin Luther King study opportunity focused on the letter from the Birmingham jail, and including among other speakers, the renowned scholar Taylor Branch. Later Sunday at 6 p.m., join Cantor Ellerin and me for a Zoom Seder for Tu B'Shvat, the Jewish holiday of the trees and nature. You can just go in through the Zoom link, but if you register in advance, you will still get, you will get a shopping list and a download of the Haggadah, which you can download in real time as well. Winter nights on Park Heights, our current events discussions continue Tuesdays in January at 7 p.m. in Zoom. This Tuesday, I will be addressing reproductive rights in a discussion. On Wednesday at 11 a.m., the Women of BHC Book Circle will discuss Front Stoops in the 50s, Baltimore Legends Come Alive, written by Michael Olesker. And that evening, Wednesday at 7 p.m., the BHC Justice Immigration Task Force presents a book discussion of Refugee High, Coming of Age in America by Ellie Fishman. Our special program tomorrow morning during services has been postponed to a date to be announced later, likely in the next program year. Our community blood drive is, of course, live and in person Monday, January 24th from 2 to 7 p.m. You need to register for an appointment, but it is important that we turn out and help support those who need blood. Learn more about these and other BHC opportunities from our website, the Temple Bulletin, and our emails. Let me thank our ushers for their help, and on behalf of our usher chair, Richard Peterson, if you or someone you know would like to help usher, please contact the Temple office. Let me again thank Rebecca, and we turn for our closing song, actually back to our screen.
Please sing with us. Do we rise, Rabbi?
We rise,
Let's
even on
rise.
Family Shabbat.
Please join with us. Yihiyu leratzonim refi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Yihiyu leratzonim refi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, vegoali. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, vegoali. Yihiyu leratzon imrevi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Yihiyu leratzon imrevi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, vegoali. Adonai Suri Vegoali Iyu Leratzon Imrefi Vegion Libi Lefanecha Iyu Leratzon Imrefi Vegion Libi Lefanecha.
Michamocha Bailim Adonai, who is like you, O God. On this Shabbat, each day of the week, may our actions be worthy of your blessing. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.